My husband's funeral was supposed to be about closure. Instead, it became the day everyone finally learned who he really was. When Mark died suddenly, I thought the hardest part would be holding it together for the eulogy. I was wrong. Mark and I had been married for 10 years. On paper, everything looked perfect. In reality, he was perfect at hiding things. Perfect at pretending. 2 months before he died, I found out he'd been cheating. Not with some random stranger, but with my cousin Lena. I didn't confront him. I waited because I knew he would never confess. The morning of his funeral, I woke to the sound of my phone buzzing. I ignored it, thinking it was more condolences. But curiosity gnawed at me. I opened it. There it was. Messages between Mark and Lena still unread. "You'll find a way to see me one more time, won't you?" she typed. My hand shook as I scrolled up, weeks of texts, plans, and secrets. I couldn't believe what I saw. I didn't tell anyone. Not yet. I needed control. The funeral home was packed. People whispered about how young he was, how tragic, how they never saw it coming. I smiled politely, keeping the rage hidden behind grief. Lena arrived, wearing black lace that was just a little too short for a funeral. Her mascara was smeared. Her eyes darted around the room, as if she knew something. She tried to hug me. I stepped back. "Sit up front," I said, voice calm. "You were so close to him after all." Her eyes widened. That's when I knew she knew I knew. The service began. The priest spoke in quiet, solemn tones about loyalty, about love, about Mark's devotion. I almost laughed. Then came my turn. "The widow's words," the coordinator said. I walked to the pulpit. The silence was deafening. "Thank you all for coming to celebrate my husband's life," I began. He was charming, funny, and apparently very good at keeping secrets. Some heads turned. Lena froze. "I wasn't sure what to say today," I continued. "So instead, I'll let Mark's own words speak for him." I pressed play on my phone. The church filled with his voice reading a text to Lena. "She doesn't suspect a thing. I'll tell her I'm working late." Gasps. A few people looked at Lena. Her hand flew to her mouth. I scrolled further. "I wish she were more like you." My mother coughed softly. I felt the cold satisfaction of control settle in. Lena whispered, "Stop this." I didn't stop. "And finally," I said, pressing play on the last audio, "if anything ever happens to me, tell her you're just my friend." Her face went pale. The priest looked around nervously. My cousin Julia clutched my arm, whispering, "You can't do this." I smiled faintly. I already did. One by one, people started turning their phones on, recording. Mark's mother stepped forward, glaring at Lena. "You don't belong here," she said. Lena bolted, mascara running down her face. I closed the phone. "Rest in peace, Mark," I whispered. "And enjoy explaining that in whatever afterlife you ended up in." The rest of the service passed in an eerie quiet. Some people stared at me, some at Lena's empty seat, and some whispered to each other, trying to process what just happened. I walked back to my seat. It wasn't forgiveness. It wasn't closure. It wasn't even grief. It was justice, finally mine to hand out. He was buried with his secrets, and I finally walked out of that church without carrying them for him anymore.
Made it this far? You're the best. Hit subscribe for the next one.